We're gonna see.
They have a vacancy at the offensive coordinator position, and it was revealed today that Brian Daboll and Mike McDaniel are allegedly at the top of the list for the Eagles.
This is crazy, in my opinion, on the Brian Daboll one. I ain't gonna lie. I need to see something. Yeah, man. I ain't seen nothing over the past few years. For him to be top of the list. No offense to bro. It's just what it is.
OC job. I mean, these two hires would be.
McDaniel would definitely be better. I don't know. Brian Daboll is. I don't know why that's I don't know why that's there, but hey, it is what it is. Daboll was a good OC, not good for head coach, but he called the plays as a head coach. So how was he a good OC? He was still calling plays, and they didn't produce offensively.
Absolutely incredible. Should the Eagles get Daboll or McDaniel for that opening?
That's an easy one for me. Brian Daboll is what makes sense if it comes down to Daboll or Mike McDaniel. The reason Brian Daboll makes sense is understand your personnel. Who does Brian Daboll like to coach and who has he coached? Josh Allen, Daniel Jones, Jackson Dart, mobile. Remember that. If I'm not mistaken, Brian Daboll had some carryover with Jalen Hurts back at Alabama. And so if you want to match.
So Brian Daboll was a coach at Alabama when Jalen Hurts was there, and Jalen Hurts got benched. Did that happen at the same time? And Brian Daboll was the head coach when Saquon was in New York. Why would you want Daboll? He was Hurts OC. I care less about what happened to the Eagles. Daboll and Hurts have history. If I had to pick, I'm picking McDaniel with in a heartbeat. A little bit quick heartbeat. I think the benching part is more on Saban. But here he goes again. In terms of talent, Brian Daboll coached at Bama, very talented school. What did he do in the league? Brian Daboll coached Josh Allen. That's a talented quarterback. He won an MVP without Daboll. Like Chip Kelly coached at Ohio State. What did he do in the league? You know what I mean? When Chip Kelly went to the Raiders this year, it was bad. So it's like we've seen Mike McDaniel's ceiling and floor are both higher than Brian Daboll in the NFL, in my opinion. Based off of what we've seen since both of them have been in the league, it looks better. We need to see Hall and Daboll throw hands. It's just nobody's like. I'm not seeing nobody's showing me anything. Everybody goes back to Josh Allen. That's it. But Josh Allen won an MVP without him. So just like Greg Roman won an MVP with Lamar Jackson, but are we giving Greg Roman credit for Lamar Jackson? So we giving Brian Daboll credit for Josh Allen. Like it just nobody. I'm not getting nothing. You know what I mean?
Maximize your personnel, then you go get Brian Daboll because Brian Daboll is used to these mobile.
He's good though. Are you talking about Daboll?
Quarterbacks. He had design runs for Jackson Dart. He had design runs for Daniel Jones. Remember, Daniel Jones played the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe, with Brian Daboll there. Daniel Jones had the longest run of his career, if I'm not mistaken, with Brian Daboll there. So Brian Daboll will know how to maximize Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is at his best when he's also using his legs. I do not want a Mike McDaniel there because Mike McDaniel's probably a better offensive coordinator, but he's a better offensive coordinator if he has the pieces he wants. A quarterback that plays on time. A quarterback that gets the ball out immediately. A quarterback that's gonna throw with anticipation. Jalen Hurts doesn't throw with anticipation. It's not a strength. So to me, if it's those two, it's got to be Daboll.
I agree with you, actually. I really do. And I got a spot for McDaniel as well.
Talk to me.
If you're Brian Daboll, you get to the Eagles, You would assume they're gonna.
McDaniel would throw off the vibe in the locker room. We need a no BS guy and not a yes man. He don't give me no BS. Brian Daboll don't give me them vibes. Like a no BS head coach is like Dan Campbell, or like a D'Amico Ryans, or like a Mike Tomlin, or like he don't give me no BS vibes. Like I don't know. I just don't get those vibes. But to each his own. I can see like maybe Mike McDaniel might be a little bit buddy, but maybe he won't. You know, maybe he won't be as buddy, or maybe it'll fit. Maybe he can be that a little bit more because he's not the head coach. You know, maybe. But because you learn from your situations. You know.
Do well. I'm right back where I want to be.
Where Shady
A head
taking the night
coach
off.
candidate the following season.
Very well said.
And that's the thing when you.
Acho speaking facts. Acho said that Brian Daboll will call design runs with Jalen Hurts. That was the only point. That's the only point he made. If Mike McDaniels had a mobile quarterback, I believe he would call design runs. Why would he call a design run with Tua Tagovailoa? You know, I'm pretty sure if he had a Hurts, Lamar, anybody who has mobility, he would do that. But outside of that, he didn't really say much.
You get to the Eagles, when that offensive coordinator is really calling the game the correct way, history has shown us you getting a head coaching job right away. And both of these guys, that's where they want to be. And so, I'm getting.
See, but McDaniel he's not the head coach, so the locker room doesn't have to, he's all he's there to do is call plays. So they don't have to ride off of McDaniel's vibe,
Getting Daboll because of what you said. We can do some quarterback design runs with Jalen Hurts. He can get really creative with the run game. But now you got two receivers that can win. You got a running back that can really go. Brian Daboll was really creative with Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. Now, McDaniel is, okay, we're gonna play fake, throw the ball with timing.
Correct.
I don't know if Jalen Hurts at this point in his career is that quarterback.
Yeah.
Like he's set in how he wants to play football. Hire Daboll. For McDaniel, I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers. You got a quarterback with a cannon for an arm. He can throw in anticipation. He can do everything.
Correct.
You give him that structure, that offense.
That's a good situation. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, any situation that has weapons already there is a good situation for Mike McDaniel. I don't think like I don't see how that situation is much better for McDaniel than the Eagles are. But as long as his weapons are already present, I think he'll be fine.
But that defense, I think he would thrive in that. And he may be a one and done, but that would be great for the Chargers if he is a one and done.
When you talk about Daboll,
they know Daboll the guy. Yeah. I'm still not hearing nothing like besides running the ball with Jalen Hurts. Like both of them said the same thing. They refer to Jalen Hurts being a mobile quarterback, and they both said that was their sole reasoning behind Daboll being a better coordinator fit.
Oh, you brought up something I forget. Daboll's familiar with Saquon. And not only is
he had
Daboll familiar with Saquon, Daboll's familiar with the Eagles. Like, truth be told, Trey hit me a couple days ago asking for a book. This book's called The Art of War. I read The Art of War going into training camp because
I think everybody's read that book.
right? Like, one of the Art of War's maximal principles is like, you need to know the enemy like you know yourself. In combat. That's the best way. Brian Daboll knows the Eagles like he knows himself because he had to play them probably 6 times over the course of his coaching career. So he knows, dang, this is how Jalen Hurts beat us. This is how Jalen Hurts hurt us. This is how Jalen Hurts bludgeoned us.
The thing is, though, I'm not trying to hire a head coach to prioritize Jalen Hurts running the football. I don't care about that. I need him to get the ball to AJ Brown, and I need him to get the ball to Devontae Smith. And of these two coordinators, who does that better? McDaniel. Every year, the number 3 wide receiver for the Dolphins does not matter. They rotate a number 3 every single year for the past 5 years straight. But the number 1 and the number 2 consistently gets targets. Also, McDaniel utilizes the running back. Saquon would get so many touches in McDaniel's system. Do we know for a fact that's going to happen with Daboll? We don't know that. Like, I don't know.
This is how we would try to stop A.J. Brown and try to stop Smitty. Brian Daboll, having had the scheme against the Philadelphia Eagles, will make him a better coordinator when going with the Philadelphia Eagles.
And he been at division for years. So you playing the Cowboys, we know. We know how we attacked you. So now I'm going to give you that type of information. I think we have an idea of what your weakness was offensively. So we going to fix that.
Yeah.
I just think Daboll to me, is the easy answer. And it's no knock that Jalen Hurts isn't going to throw with anticipation and timing. That's fine.
Hurts a good player, but I'm not looking to prioritize Jalen Hurts being the best player on the offense. AJ Brown is a better receiver than he is quarterback. You could argue the same thing with Devontae Smith, and Saquon is a better running back than he is a quarterback. So that just won't be my priority to put the bulk of the offense on utilizing Jalen Hurts' legs, you know?
Every quarterback has his strengths and weaknesses. That's the weakness of Jalen Hurts. His strength is I can get outside the pocket. I can make plays. We can move the pocket.
He had the lowest amount of design QB runs ever in his career this past year. I still think I don't think that Mike McDaniel would not run the football at all with Jalen Hurts. He's much more mobile than Tua, so I think if he knows he has a mobile quarterback, he's going to implement that in his offense. I think that's just fair. It makes sense, you know. Why would I not run the ball with a mobile QB completely at all?
I don't have to just be the drop back and
because we can say that with Daboll because he's had mobile quarterbacks, but McDaniel has had Tua, so how can we say that McDaniel is incapable of getting a QB involved in the run game? You know,
the defense knows where my spot is going to be. We can move the pocket around. I think it's a win-win.
Let's have a conversation other shows won't have. I was on a team in Philadelphia, actually, with 3 coaches on the coaching staff that were previously head coaches. Mm-hmm. There's a figure of speech I'll avoid using because it's politically incorrect, but I'll use a different one. When there are too many cooks in the kitchen, a meal never gets made. Mm-hmm. I'm not convinced if Brian Daboll is an OC that there won't now be coaching tension because if I were to ask you just being honest, who's a better head coach, Brian Daboll and Nick Sirianni?
Who do y'all think? I don't really got an opinion on that one for real. Because Daboll is not he wasn't a winning coach as a head coach. So I don't know if I would take Brian Daboll, but I get it that Sirianni has been somewhat carried by talent. But you know, it's still you will see Raheem Morris as a head coach. The Falcons didn't have the most talented team, but they look competitive. Dave Canales, over the past few years, they haven't had the most talented team, but they look competitive. The Giants haven't looked competitive, and you know they still have some guys. You know,
I'm biased. Me and Daboll kind of cool.
Sure,
we are kind of cool. But it has to be Sirianni.
Sure, okay.
Because of the success he's had.
Sure.
It has to be. I know he gets a bad rap, but he's been successful.
Talent,
now let me ask you this. Who's a better
you know, when we're looking at a serious playoff team, you know, serious, I can respect that. Maybe that wasn't one of the better examples. But I think the Giants have talent as well. And I didn't see Brian Daboll maximize these teams. You know, to each his own though.
Offensive mind, Daboll and Nick Sirianni.
I'm gonna say Daboll.
So at the point in which Sirianni wants to do something, head coach, but Daboll wants to do something, subordinate but offensive coordinator, we have tension. Because Daboll's going to be thinking, bro, I know better than you. I'm not even smarter than you. It's a true story. I'm in Philadelphia. Billy Davis, current linebacker coach for the Houston Texans, is my defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. Rick Minter, father to Jesse Minter.
University of Cincinnati.
Jesse Minter is the current defensive coordinator for the Chargers. Rick Minter is my linebacker coach. Billy Davis is my coordinator. Billy Davis would say, hey, Acho, do this. Rick Minter would say, no, Acho, do that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, who do I listen to? Rick Minter's like, this guy, man, he thinks he knows what he's talking about, man, this guy here. And I'm like, Rick is a head coach, used to being a head coach, but now he's a linebacker coach. He's a subordinate. But he was so uncomfortable being a subordinate because you can't take the head out of a head coach. And so I'm not convinced, T, that Daboll will be able to so quickly fall in line because he was just.
You know, I'm curious what he says after this, but that is kind of contradicting because McDaniel was just the head coach. And McDaniel was a more successful head coach than Brian Daboll. So that's kind of, is it like that? You know, it goes both ways.
Just the head coach, and he knows how good he is. Break that down.
I'm going to say this. I don't believe that will ever happen because we just saw the Eagles struggle mightily on offense. Mightily. And it seems as if, from the outside looking in, Nick Sirianni kind of let Kevin Patullo find his way and figure it out until the call. I'm sure behind closed doors, he was helping him and giving him advice. But during the game, it seems like it was just Kevin Patullo. Now, we don't know. And so with somebody.
McDaniels is more successful as a head coach than Daboll. I think record-wise, yeah. I think McDaniel got more wins than Daboll. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to fact check it, but I'm pretty sure.
With a track record like Brian Daboll, you're gonna let him do his thing because it seems you let Shane Steichen do his thing. It seems you let Kellen Moore do his thing. Why wouldn't you let him do his? Considering you struggle.
Don't recall McDaniels winning Coach of the Year. Yeah, Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year, being third place in his division with 9 wins. Yeah. Didn't have a single double-digit win season with the Giants.
Struggled so much offensively, and it seems as if you let Kevin Patullo do his. So why wouldn't you let Daboll do his as well?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think Daboll.
The division was hard, and the Giants beat the 14-3 Vikings. Third place in this division is just the division thing. Eagles went 14-3. Cowboys went 11-6. It's still third in your division, you know. Like, are we finna give an MVP to a player that's third, like to a quarterback that's third in their division? We're not doing that. You'd have to be exceptional, and I don't recall, you know, again as a head coach, third being exceptional, but you know, to each his own. Giants would have been first or second in any other division that year. Beat the 14-3 Vikings. If I'm not mistaken, the Coach of the Year votes go in, like all the AP votes go in before the playoffs start. But that's commendable. Am I giving Stafford an MVP? Oh, you know what? You got me there. That's a good one. But what they got? 12 wins to 9 wins. Are we giving Stafford the MVP if they had 9 wins? We're not doing that. If they had 9 wins, Drake May is undisputed MVP, unanimous.
Daboll actually is a perfect fit for them. Whenever he got let go as the Giants head coach, I remember being in here and saying, "Damn, please don't go there." I'm hoping one of these 9 positions gets filled by Brian Daboll. But I don't think a Mike McDaniel's a good fit for the Eagles. I just don't see it. I like the Chargers idea, but also I don't know if Mike McDaniel and Jim Harbaugh are from the same school of coaching. I'll say that much. It just seems like one is very, you know, by the book, gonna do everything the way that it's supposed to, and
hey, Harbaugh low key cool. He low key.
He cool.
Bro,
Okay.
he
So you
Harbaugh
think
the
he'd
dude-
be cool with like
Okay, bro.
McDaniel?
Harbaugh the dude, because I did like I was around him a lot in the
Yeah.
meetings, in the locker room, on the practice. And Harbaugh liable, he coming out there every single cleats and khakis.
Yeah, but here's where I'll agree with Care Bear is I do believe that your coordinator and your coach have to have similar ethoses,
Philosophies.
Yes,
Yes.
my bad.
Yes.
Philosophies works too.
Yeah.
Right. Like McDaniel is flash and dash. Harbaugh has beat you to a pulp. That's why I'm not convinced that'll work.
Yeah.
At least going back to the Eagles.
I disagree that Harbaugh has beat you to a pulp because if he was that, Derrick Henry would not come out the game. We're going to just keep running it with Derrick if he was that. But, to each his own. I think it's fair to like lean towards Harbaugh being more of a defensive-minded guy, or physical type, however you want to call it, type of coach. But I don't know.
Sirianni and Daboll, I'm not exactly sure who or what Sirianni is. I don't think Sirianni knows who or what he is. What has the Eagles' identity been for 5 years? 1 year's this, 1 year's that. 1 year's this, 1 year's that. You could say it's the run game. It's the run game because of Jalen Hurts. I don't think it's the run game because that's Nick Sirianni's philosophy. When Sirianni was the offensive coordinator with the Colts.
He ain't called plays.
But shouldn't it be that way though?
Okay. Daboll's record was 20-40-1. Mike's record is 35-33. Daboll's best season was, where is it at? Was it 9-7? His best season was 9-7. McDaniel's best season was 11-6. And if we had to argue who's had the more productive offenses as a play caller or head coach, we can say that McDaniel did.
When you are a great team, we should be able to run the ball when we need to. We should be able to throw the ball when we need to. And go back to Harbaugh, even though I know this is a New York Giant discussion, a Philadelphia Eagle discussion on head coach, is that blood.
McDaniel was also a first-round exit. But that's factual. Like, he made the playoffs twice. Daboll made the playoffs once. So McDaniel wins there. If we go to record, McDaniel has a better record. McDaniel wins there. If we go to offensive production, McDaniel wins there. I get that McDaniel maybe had better weapons, but he still was a better play caller.
Bludgeoning people to death offense, man, that shit back in the day. That ain't football as today.
Because it's like this here. We can see how good of an OC that you are when you have minimal weapons. Kyle Shanahan is a good OC because we've seen him without weapons still cook. That's how that's how you can back that up with validity and facts. Without elite weapons, he still cooked. Brian Daboll without elite weapons, without a Josh Allen, what did he do? Did he put did he put really efficient offense out there? Daboll more playoff wins. Don't think McDaniel ever went past the first round. Comparing Daboll to Shanahan. Again, but like there's nothing factually that points towards Daboll being a better head coach or offensive coordinator. Like, because we can say what if this, what if that. We can throw out hypotheticals, but what's been factually put out there, Daboll is not a better head coach or offensive coordinator than Mike McDaniel.
I have to vehemently disagree with you.
No,
Oh wow.
What did Mike do with bad weapons? I could have sworn Quinn Ewers played decent this year, but really, has Mike ever had bad weapons though? I don't think he's ever had. He's consistently had either Tyreek or Waddle or A-Chain. Like, they've always been there. So we can't really, like, it's not an argument that we can really have. But what's been put out there, what is there, he's been better. Sometimes they're just a feeling. Mike White. Apparently, got to remember how bad Tua is. That's factual. That's factual, bro. That's factual.
Finish your thought. Let me respond, sir.
To me, this is just me.
Yes, sir.
I'm not paying a quarterback.
Who would y'all rather have, Tua or Daniel Jones?
Top of the market money to play a game where we have devalued a position.
Tua or Jackson Dart?
Why would I pay my quarterback top of the market money and then I'm gonna play a game where the running back has been devalued?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do that? And so to me,
Daboll made it to the playoffs and won nothing while McDaniels had Waddle. I mean, you won one game. You got to the divisional round one time. You know, it's cool. You got one playoff win to hang your hat on. You know, but like that's not franchise changing. Nor did that make you like he got that. You can give him that one thing versus 5 things that McDaniel has over him in terms of accomplishments. Daboll won a playoff game, but McDaniel got all these other, I guess you could say, accolades. So it's fair to say that from a talent perspective, Daboll has had better quarterbacks than Mike McDaniel has with Tua. But we haven't seen Daboll put up, you know what I
mean? I actually think McDaniel and Harbaugh, they would learn from each other. The run game that Harbaugh has would help McDaniel, and the passing game would help Harbaugh. With the Eagles,
none of them are good, but better is better, though. You know what I mean? Like, Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Tua. Jackson Dart more talented than Tua. You could make an argument that he's a better quarterback right now. You can make an argument, you know, again, especially from a talent perspective. But, you know.
Daboll has been a subordinate before.
Yeah, he has. Very true.
And so has McDaniel. So they know how to fall in line. It's okay, you in charge. I got you. This is what you want to do. Boom. You're going to let me do my thing? Bet. Daboll has.
For KOC, you say he should be good no matter what, no matter JJ. But Mike, is Tua so bad? So, like, that doesn't make sense. Break that down. For KOC, I say he should be good no matter what. I got that part. Mike should be good no matter what. Mike has made Tua look good. Mike should be good no matter what. If he's really that as an OC, he should be good no matter what. But he's made Tua look good. Tua's not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, and he's had a top 3 season. I think he led the league in passing yards one year, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's fair. KOC should be good even with JJ bad. Yeah, I think at least mid. Like you can't be bad with a bad quarterback. Like if you that as an OC, like he gonna play at least mid. Tua is bad, so Mike is. Tua is not Mike's excuse. Tua is Mike's proof that he can make a bad quarterback look good. That's not his excuse. Hurts had his worst year with Daboll in college. Interesting. See, and going back to that, like I don't know why Daboll would be an option considering something like that, and considering that Daboll was on the coaching staff that let Saquon go. So I don't know why you know Mike was buns with Tua, Rototo, A-Chain. Tua had his best season passing before A-Chain even got there. A-Chain is a good running back, but A-Chain didn't make Tua. Tua was, you know, it's still facts. Mike McDaniel was more productive than Brian Daboll as a play caller. KOC has one bad year and he's buns. Mike has a bad year and he's still good. Mike still, the Dolphins still had good games this year offensively. Like, we can pull up the points. They still had good games. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say that Mike had a terrible year as a play caller. It was mid, very mid. It was super up and down. A-Chain versus Jordan Mason. Yeah. A-Chain versus Jordan Mason. If you like that, you like that as an OC. I never said Kevin O'Connell was bad. I just said Kevin O'Connell is not elite. That's just, to be elite, you gotta if you're an elite head coach, you're going to look good no matter who's the quarterback, because your play calling is going to look good. You can see that. Y'all can't even find a clip of me saying KOC is bad. I've said on multiple occasions he's not elite. Didn't look good this year, only did because of A-Chain. I mean, did they not win a game with Jalen Wright rushing for 100 yards with Quinn Ewers in there? You know, I think McDaniel's system plays a part, you know, on a lot of this here, on a lot of their success. Last year, I gave KOC credit. For sure. 100%. I was on the train. But to see that it looked this bad this year, then it's like, it makes me question. Like, again, I didn't say he was bad. I said he's not elite. He was one of the he was one of the better play callers to me at that point in time. Because he looked good with Kirk and he looked good with Sam Darnold. But, you know, you take both of these quarterbacks out the picture who played under Kyle Shanahan, and now he's not, you know, he has a bad season. Has Daniel Jones ever led the league in passing? Nah, he hasn't. He wasn't elite this year, but his O-line was hot cheeks. Quarterback room went through 3 separate QBs. You know, I've seen bad O-lines and the team go through multiple quarterbacks and they still know how to get their number one receiver the ball. I've seen that. I can pull up proof of that. That ball may be the move this year. He might assault Sirianni on the sideline. Interesting. That's 2-1 a playoff game. What game did they win with Wright and Ewers? Was it this one here versus the Jets? I think Quinn Ewers played in this one too. 24 for 107. Wow, the Jets. But were the Dolphins not sorry this year? You know? Was it A-Chain who made the offense? You know what I mean? Which A-Chain does play a huge part. I'll find another one. I'll find another one. And yours. The Jets, there was Tua and A-Chain, but whatever. If I'm not mistaken, A-Chain got hurt in the beginning of the game and he didn't come back in. The Bucks, was it this one? Quinn Ewers threw for 172, 2 touchdowns and no picks, 118 passer rating. What did he do versus the Bucks? He had 5 for 56 versus the Bucks. 11.2 yards per carry. He had 100 yards before getting hurt. Okay, got you. I still need to see something with Kevin O'Connell. That's like he did good with some quarterbacks who they were good at that time. We still see Sam Darnold play good without him, so his system is questionable for me at this point, If Jetta's barely cracking 1K, that's questionable to me, knowing how good he is. There is no game without A-Chain that they won. But again, they had an elite offensive system before A-Chain got there. It still was good. But before Tyreek got there, they had some good games. Like McDaniel's made Tua look good. Do we think Kevin O'Connell will get Tua to throw for 4,000 passing yards? Do we think that would happen? It's not KOC's fault if he barely cracks 1K. It is KOC's fault. He's calling the plays. Bro, I'm telling y'all, I watched Chris Olave run 5-yard routes and just get easy catches all season, bro. It's not that hard. And I think Chris barely got. No, I think Chris what? He got 1,100, but it's not that hard. And I think Olave missed some time, but I could be wrong. Look who's throwing him the ball. Saints quarterback is better than the Vikings. No, I think it's fair to say that Kellen Moore is better than Kevin O'Connell. You watched the NFL preview on Texans Pass? Nah, not yet.
Has options. He's not going to the Eagles if Nick Sirianni is gone.
Sugar's a way better QB than JJ. The reads and the system for the Saints look way better than what the Vikings were calling this year.
Micromanager.
Yeah.
He's not gonna go there.
Well
He has
said.
options. When you have options, I can pick and choose. I don't got to get a straggler late night at the club. I ain't got to go do that. I got options. I'm getting you when the lights is off. I ain't got to wait till the lights come on.
Rattler is better than McCarthy. I'm not arguing. I'm not gonna argue that, but it's fair to say that any quarterback will look better in a better system. That's easy to say. Did Kevin O'Connell call great plays this year? Like, did he look like a great play caller this year? I don't know. Kellen Moore looked like a better play caller than him. It's like, even if he had a bad quarterback, facts are facts. If you were better, you were better. Like, we could say maybe what if you had this or what if you had that, but the facts are the facts. What if Kevin O'Connell had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but he got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison? What if, Dart looked good in a bad system? Yeah, that's I think that's more of a Dart thing. I'm not gonna lie. That same thing like Lamar. Lamar could probably look good in a bad system. Josh Allen could look good in a bad system. Quarterbacks who got good escapability and improvisation, they can still make plays. You may not win a bunch of games, but you can still make plays in a bad system. McCarthy was overdrafted. You can swap wide receivers and the same thing will happen. If you send Tyreek and Waddle to Minnesota and send Justin Jefferson and Addison to Miami, we know what's gonna happen because the other guy's a better play caller. if we send A-Chain to Minnesota and send Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason to Miami, we could swap Tua and we could swap JJ McCarthy. I guarantee Mike McDaniel will still make JJ McCarthy. He will, if he can make Tua look good, he will make JJ McCarthy look decent, and that's what an elite OC does. You gonna make a bad quarterback look decent. So I'm saying Dart is him. Dart, nice. He nice. He got a lot of potential. The play under JJ McCarthy is about the QB. McCarthy got drafted for handling the ball. I still go back for me. If you take the entire, if you just swap the coaches and give them each other's personnel, McDaniel's gonna do more with the Vikings than Kevin O'Connell will with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And so to me, both of those situations, if these coaches do,
and they go the same for Daboll. McDaniel's gonna do more than Daboll will if you give them the exact same talent.
not get head coaching jobs, I think those are perfect fits.
Yeah, I think that's well said. The reason I'll vehemently disagree with you, my last thought is what we're witnessing this year in the AFC playoffs, and you know this is making Harbaugh salivate, if not other things. What we're witnessing is boom, 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 till they tap. It's what the Texans did and it's what the Texans do. It's what the Patriots do. The Patriots aren't going to sit here and Drake May can throw for 300. They don't want to. They want to Ramondre Stevenson you until you tap and suffocate you defensively. And so the reason I disagree, T, is just because you know Harbaugh is what he won a national championship at Michigan doing it, though he had a first-round pick quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. He won a national championship running the ball. Same thing with the Niners when he went to the Super Bowl, and he's watching DeMeco Ryans have success with it, watching the Patriots have success. Just run. Good defense, force turnovers, run, play action, shot.
I want to see if one of those teams that can they win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You can get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's been to the playoffs. How far are we going to go with this?
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, no.
Well said. Where we at, Social Trade? What's up with it, G?
Listen, we got some super chats already popping off for the.
Yeah, we still got shows.
We still gonna be here.
Keep it cooking.
Look, viral today
brother.
due to a presser where a reporter asked him essentially about Dre Greenlaw coming back. I'll let you guys take a listen to what his response was.
John, having Greenlaw back for this game, his ability to attack downhill in the run game, just how big is that and the timing of it for this one?
You want him to attack downhill? Is that your, like, what do you know about attacking downhill in the run game? You don't know.
Interesting.
All right, that's right.
But
Have him attacking downhill. It's good to have a healthy Dre Greenlaw back in the game. Yeah.
their quarterback.
How do we feel about
That definitely feel like an unnecessary answer, but I mean, maybe him and that reporter got history. I don't know.
these comments from Sean Payton?
Here's what irks me about Sean Payton right there. You have two decisions. Why you got to choose to be a prick? Why you got to choose to be an a-hole? Why you got to choose to be a punk? What they say, all these flavors and you choose salty. For what? Also, the question wasn't even a bad nor an ignorant question. Dre Greenlaw, of everything, because I played linebacker and have watched Dre Greenlaw probably before Sean Payton. Because remember, he was getting suspended for bounty gating. Of all the things Dre Greenlaw is known for, it's literally attacking downhill. Dre Greenlaw is not a cover linebacker. Dre Greenlaw is not a zone linebacker. Dre Greenlaw is a head hunter. He a killer. 49ers defense, him and Fred Warner. So why, Sean Payton, do you have to choose to be a prick in that moment? You didn't discover the moon. You didn't discover the game of football. You didn't discover linebacker play. You're a phenomenal head coach, a phenomenal offensive mind. But if somebody's asking a question, an innocent question, and simply trying to add color to the question, don't embarrass them for no reason, bro. Like, that really runs me hot. When people
I think that was
that are
unnecessary.
trying to enter the football discussions get embarrassed by somebody who knows a little bit more. Aside, Care Bear, what was it, 2 days ago? You was like, I've been watching all 22.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. And you start cooking to me and Shady about this and that. Sure. Were there some moments where I was like, you meant this, but you said that? Sure. Do I care? Hell no. You watching the game.
Yeah.
You learning the game. You're trying to engage in more thoughtful, insightful, intellectual discussions, and you're not too arrogant as to say, "Hey, Ach, you've done this plenty of times. Hey, Ach, what's the difference between like traditional cover 2 and Tampa 2?" We've had these conversations. So like, use a moment to teach, not a moment to embarrass, bro.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't like it. This is how Sean Payton feels. They have an underlying issue.
Who?
Sean Payton and a reporter.
Got you.
You're not just going to...
Yeah, that's the only thing I could come up with, which I said before that. I said maybe they got some history.
Answer somebody like that if you like him. If you like Buddy, you're going to give him the right answer.
Yeah.
If you don't like him, you're going to say what he said. He don't like dude. And dude know he don't like him. It has to be some underlying issue. So if this is how Sean Payton feels, this is how you feel. And
Yeah, either it's justified or either it's not. It's one of the two, you know. So, all right, here we go. They're gonna get their thoughts on John Harbaugh getting fired live.
you know it.
John Harbaugh and the Giants are working to finalize an agreement to make him the New York Giants' next head coach. Barring a setback, a deal is expected. Multiple sources tell ESPN more contract negotiations to happen as things go. But fellas, what's you guys' reaction? Harbaugh to the New York Football Giants. How do we feel about this move?
I like this move a lot. Number one, because we know that Harbaugh is a really good coach, right? We know that. It ran out in time in Baltimore, but we know he's a really good coach. Here's why else I like it. I like it because we know that Harbaugh can put good structure around young, budding quarterbacks.
I think Harbaugh is going to get better situationally, because it's like knowing that you got fired from being in a situation that you were in for years, 10 plus years, off of a specific game or how you handle specific situations. It's going to give you PTSD when you get into moments with another team. You're going to think twice before you not give the ball to your best player, or think twice before you take a knee instead of getting extra yardage. So him getting fired, potentially the Giants might get a better version of John Harbaugh. But going back to what I said earlier, I think the Giants and the Titans, these spots with these rookie quarterbacks, those are the two lowest expectation situations. And I just think the Giants have more talent, so it makes sense to pick the Giants over the Titans because they got more talent and they have just as little expectations as the Titans do. So it's I think it's a very good match. Very, very good match.
Lamar Jackson steps in as a rookie under Jim Harbaugh, goes 6-1. They instantly make the playoffs. After that, Lamar Jackson's career arc, it just continues to do this and this and this and this, including a unanimous MVP along with another MVP. So Harbaugh can make sure that Jackson Dart has the structure that Dart needs to have in order to develop. Harbaugh is going to make sure that he has a really good defense. What pieces do the Giants have? They have a Brian Burns. They have an Abdul Carter. They have a Dexter Lawrence. They could tag a Kayvon Thibodeau if they want to. They
got some pieces, man. You got Malik Neighbors. You got Tyrone Tracy. You got Jackson Dart. You got Wan'Dale Robinson. You got Cam Scatterboo. They got some pieces. You can really... And just in this offseason alone, you could add some pieces to make this team a 5 to 7 win team this year. Let's say 5 to 8. You can make this team a 5 to 8 win team this year, but you got to play your cards perfect. And the following year, you can be a playoff contending team. But again, you got to play your cards right. But they not as far away from the Titans, and I just think any other situation wouldn't have been as perfect for him as this, because he can take his time. There's no rush to get to the playoffs, but if he gets there in 2 years, they're gonna be giving him a head coach of the year awards, or if he turns it around in 1 year, the D'Amico Ryans did it with the Texans, Vrabel did it with the Patriots, Liam Cohen did it with the Jaguars, so it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible.
Have the structure to have a really good defense. What did Harbaugh have in his times there? He had a T-Sizzle. He had a Haloti Nada. You know what I mean? Like, he had this defensive front of really good edge rushers. So I love Harbaugh to the Giants because Harbaugh is used to the spotlight. He's used to nurturing young quarterbacks. He's used to getting the best out of young quarterbacks, and he's used to making sure he can maximize really good defensive talent. And we got breaking news in the speakeasy.
Oh, we love it, man. We love it. We love it. TJ, how do you feel about this move?
The Giants have been somewhat unstable. Harbaugh's a stabilizer.
Yeah, I like
He's
that.
going to bring some structure, principles, offensively and defensively. Now, it's not going to be easy. You in a in a division with the Eagles, good on both sides of the ball. With the Cowboys, great on offense. With the Commanders.
And that's exactly why I said his expectations are super low because there's already established talent within the division. They're not expecting you to go out there and win 10 games next year. If you win 5 and you do it in a decent enough fashion, you're going to get applauded. So due to the strength of that division, and again, what's already established there, it's an easy job for John, man.
Commanders that was just in the NFC Championship last season. So it's not going to be easy, but you got to look at what minus this year. Harbaugh has done a really good job with getting defensive coordinators that are not just good, they're elite. McDonald in Seattle, he was with Harbaugh, elite, mentor in here in LA.
Yeah.
Elite. And so outside of
That's interesting. So would y'all say Zach Orr was just a gamble? He gambled on Zach Orr and missed, and that got him fired. That's tough. That's tough. Because what if they kept Harbaugh, but they just fired Zach Orr, and they fired the OC, which the OC was good last year. But what if they would have did that instead of firing Harbaugh? But hey, I guess it makes sense though, because if there are better coaches out there, you know what I'm saying, you take it. Because I think a coach like a Robert Saleh or a what's buddy from the Vikings, the DC, I can't think of his name, but I think they would want something more established than going to coach Jackson Dart. They would want the Steelers who have a really good defense. They would want the Browns who have a really good defense, who are a few pieces away. They would want a Ravens, who already have established pieces, who have a culture of going to the playoffs already. So I don't think they would want a Jackson Dart, but this fits Harbaugh a little bit more, So I just think it was a perfect fit.
and Zach Orr was
Flores, thank you. I
bad
keep forgetting
last
his
year,
name.
early in the season, and picked it up.
It seemed like he was figuring it out
I
later.
really like the hire because he's going to stabilize this offense. He's going to stabilize he's going to stabilize the locker room, and I believe that's what they need. That's what they need.
No, I agree with that. I think the Giants really did need stability, and they needed a coach that at the worst can get you some winning seasons, like some consecutive winning seasons. And with this roster that he's walking into, it's very similarly built to some of the teams that I think he had on the Ravens.
Correct.
A very defensive heavy team with an amazing defensive line. You got some playmakers. You need to shore up some players in that secondary. But the Giants are a great fit for John Harbaugh, and I think John Harbaugh is a great fit for the Giants. So I'm pissed that they're in my division now, but it's
You also have
it's
to
cool.
remember, like, Harbaugh's both a builder and a maintainer. Like, he can do both. You know what I mean? Like, he's helped rebuild teams at times, even in the middle of them breaking down, and then he can maintain success. What the Giants need right now is they need that builder version of
Harbaugh
Harbaugh.
is cool, bruh. He cool.
Yeah.
Like, you call Harbaugh, he answer the phone. You text Harbaugh, he texts back. Like, he one of them guys. He famous, right?
Yep.
He a nice famous guy. Like, anytime I call him, he answer the phone.
Yeah.
I text him, he respond. And I only played with him 1 year.
Yeah.
And so
Give me a personal experience story because, again, unique to you and any other show, somebody has actually played with Harbaugh talking about this manner. What's like one thing about Harbaugh that you know will improve the Giants tomorrow?
he communicates with all his players. Like, he would come to certain guys, and I'm one of the certain guys, and what you think about the game plan this week? If I didn't like it, I'd be like, I think we probably should have this in the game plan that's not in it. It would be in the game plan the next day, in the meeting. Whether we ran it or not, it would be in there. Now we got a couple new plays in there. And I wasn't the only one. He asked Anquan, he gonna ask Derek Mason. And so, like, we'd have walkthrough outside, before practice, It's snowing. You wanna walk through outside? Go inside. We gonna go inside. All right, we're gonna put the walkthrough inside. Just little things like that for the guys, because you know that matters to us.
Yeah.
He definitely, Harbaugh definitely comes off as a player's coach, you know. Good vibe coach, transparent, not going to BS you, not going to give you the runaround. He ain't going to be overly hard on you. He going to be understanding, but he's still going to be stern with you at the same time. He come off like, you know, in terms of, like if it's a foot of vibes coach, he definitely is a foot of vibes coach. But like I think, you know, of a higher tier, you know, like probably the highest tier of that. Same thing with Tomlin. You know, I think they're probably the highest tier of that in the NFL right now. But he's got to hit on his coordinators because he's not the one calling plays at the end of the day. That's just what it come down to.
Matt, you're like, damn, he okay. He cool. He actually listened to us. And so he's a player's coach, but you're not running him over, because I done seen Harbaugh getting a stance. We in full pads, and he go all out. He probably ain't doing that now because he's a little older. But he literally would get in a stance and really show guys what to do with no pads on, like going full speed.
Yeah. How many years until John Harbaugh, excuse me, how many years until Harbaugh wins the division?
That division tough, man.
Sure.
If the Cowboys figure it out with these draft picks on defense, they're going to be hell for everybody. Obviously, what the Eagles have. And
how many years?
I'm going to say 3.
3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is Harbaugh officially the best coach in the NFC East?
Oh, that's a good question. Hey, that's a good question. I'm not going to lie.
Yes. No question.
Hey. Interesting. Acho kind of cook with that one.
No question. Better than Dan Quinn. Better than Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
And better than Sirianni. Yeah.
Sirianni one's the.
Yeah, he is. And the other coaches in that division may not say it publicly, but deep down they be like, yeah, he the best coach here. He is.
They got him one. Cowboys fan.
Look, man, with in terms of him being the best coach,
In terms of instant reaction.
better than Shoddy, better than Dan Quinn. I would honestly say you could put him over Sirianni. The only question is, like, Sirianni got a ring recently, but I also think because of the past couple of days conversations we've had about Sirianni, I would favor John Harbaugh over him, just because I think he does being that CEO a whole lot better. He plays that role a whole lot better as a head coach.
Bear, like, the Cowboys got so many draft picks, bro. If they get this defense right, that division about to be crazy.
My immediate reaction as a Cowboys fan, though, is, damn. I think we all feel like the Giants are a bit of a sleeping giant, no pun intended. Like they are. They're sitting there with a very talented defensive line. They have guys that can go out there and make impact plays. With a Malik Neighbors on the offensive side of the ball, now a Cam Scatterbull coming in, Jackson Dart, they have a young quarterback, and now you're giving them a coach that's been there, done that, won championships, goes to playoffs, wins playoff games, does that thing over and over and over again. It sucks. It sucks now to have that in the division as well. I'm not, in the immediate future, I'm not really that concerned, though. I think as the Cowboys, our Super Bowl window, if there is going to be one with Dak Prescott as our quarterback, which I don't think there is, to be completely honest with you, it's over the next 2 to 3 years.
What the heck did you say? I
think as the Cowboys, our Super Bowl window, if there is going to be one with Dak Prescott as our quarterback, which I don't think there is.
What? They're not moving on from Dak no time soon. That's interesting. Interesting thing for a Cowboys fan to say. I could be wrong.
To be completely honest with you, it's over the next 2 to 3 years, and then after that, we're gonna be building around the young core that we have right now, and it's gonna take a couple of years to get back. But like TJ said,
I don't think Dak is going nowhere in 3 years. I think that's interesting. He played too good this year for me to expect him to fall off in 3 years.
Out 2-3 years, I expect those Giants to be a problem.
Bro, here's what's interesting is Giants had kind of the pick of the litter. Giants have Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Tyrone Tracy plus Scatterbull, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns.
They got pieces.
They got pieces.
Young.
Yeah.
Yes.
They got a lot of pieces.
I don't even need to keep Kayvon.
And so Harbaugh being this domino, to me, it almost says, one, people view Harbaugh as the best coach out there. Is that an incorrect statement?
Hey, but what? No, that is it's because of his presence, who he is, the success he's had. But these teams, like, bro, what are they doing? Especially the teams that have had an opening for a while. You're gonna be the last team to hire a coach. You're getting the worst candidate. You getting. Well, guess we just got to settle on him.
So I think Saleh and Flores. Flores are probably like the best head coach candidates right now, and I think everybody's just waiting on them too. And I think a lot of people are waiting for Saleh, like for the Niners to get knocked out the playoffs so they can hire Saleh. And that's probably why Flores hasn't got hired yet, because maybe somebody is looking at Saleh, or I could be totally wrong. But I think as of right now, just from a very broad scale, those are 1 and 2. And Mike McDaniel probably is the best OC out there right now. So we're gonna see.
I'm trying to get the best candidate possible, so I want to get my position filled ASAP. The teams that wait, you are getting the bottom of the bag in chips, all the crumbs. You getting crumbs.
Yeah.
I want a nice chip. I want a crunchy. I don't want the crumbs where I got to put a handful in just to get I don't want that. I want the best possible. Harbaugh is the best possible right now. And as the dominoes fall, the teams that are 8 and 9 and choosing their head coach, you probably may get a good coach, but you're not getting the best coach.
Yeah. You know what else is interesting? Harbaugh can assemble.
So yeah, they're gonna. Yeah. I think the reason why Flores has not got hired yet is because I think Saleh is out there. Because I think Flores is a. But again, they said the Ravens were the only one that requested an interview with him. I could be wrong. Let me double check that. Oh, Commanders interview Flores. Oh wow. Oh, so maybe he's taking his time. Maybe that's why he's not hired. Kevin O'Connell casually ends Commander Brian Flores' dream before it begins. What does that mean? Flores trying to get a head coaching job. He's already spoken with the Baltimore Ravens. It could be on the way. And if he didn't do enough for a top job elsewhere, there would be a queue of suitors looking for him. Vikings remain confident in keeping Brian Flores amid interest. Oh, so they're gonna pay him some bread. And I ain't gonna lie, man. If the bread is good enough, it's no reason for you to leave. If you're getting paid, because at the end of the day, you're doing the job for money, you know? And legacy comes with, you know, your consistency at how well you do a job. If you're consistent with being a great DC, then, and you getting paid like a head coach, then, you know, hey, and there's less responsibility on you because you're not the head coach. It's not a bad situation, in my opinion.
Hell out of a staff.
But we'll see.
Because to y'all, you brought it up.
Yes.
Mike McDonald came from there.
Money talk.
Jesse Minter came
Money
from
talk
there.
more than anything.
Wink Martindale came from there. You know what I mean? Like Harbaugh can assemble one hell of a staff. My question, again, we mentioned this name yesterday. Remember Greg Roman was with John Harbaugh. Do you think he tries to default to Greg? Jackson Dart, mobile.
Sure for D2 college.
I mean, you have those running backs, power
No,
backs.
Interesting.
I believe
Well,
he's
good luck
going to
with that,
try
man.
to get with somebody that's a forward-thinking offensive mind.
Yep.
You have to. That's where the game is going. Like, that works. But in that division, you think you about to just run the ball down the Eagles' throat? Pause.
Yeah.
You think you about to do that? No. And Cowboys, with that D-line, you think you doing that to them?
Yeah.
And so you got to win your division
Can John
first.
Ravens and Steelers. I didn't see Steelers interviewing Flores. The rest are for DC positions. So the Commanders just want him for a DC? Really? But they fired their head coach. I mean, he interviewed, so... Oh, so he is. So, oh, yeah. Hey, money talk, though. Money talks more than anything, so... Interesting.
Harbaugh make these jobs?
I'll take being a Ravens head coach over being the DC for the Commanders. No offense. I like the Ravens more as a situation.
Giants relevant again. Giants was popping. Odell was there 2017. Victor Cruz, Odell Beckham, the dude from Oklahoma, Sterling Shepard.
Steelers another good one.
Like the Giants was popping for a moment there. Even from 2014 to 2017,
They had a
Eli
little
Manning was
squad.
there. Like they had a squad. Can he
Interesting.
get them popping again? Can he get them relevant again?
That's gonna boil down to one thing:
Quarterback?
can you win? If you win, you pop it. As soon as you start winning, everybody want to see you. Everybody want to watch you on TV. Everybody want to come to the game.
Yeah.
And so if he can win, yeah, they'll be popping. If Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors comes back from this injury the right way, yeah, because they need that threat. Cam Scatterboo come back from his injury. If those two guys come back, because those are big pieces of their team, and they both have serious injuries. If those dudes can bounce back, of course.
I agree with what you said though earlier. It's quarterback. His handling of Jackson Dart is going to determine whether he's a success or failure in the NFCs. Because you look at that.
I think he handled the development of Lamar Jackson very well. You know, like he went from having, more so. Joe could move earlier in his career a little bit, but he went from having a pocket quarterback to go into Lamar Jackson, and he embraced it fully. So I could see him focusing on putting Jackson Dart in the best situation to succeed individually. So I wouldn't be too much worried about that at all. And Jackson Dart is very talented. I've been on this for a little minute, and we talked about this earlier before we got on this Big Easy video, so I'm gonna move on to the next topic. But I think it's a really, really good fit, man. Oh man, Fred Warner.
Yeah, see that, and I don't even know some.
I didn't spend too much time on this one here.
Got to be the left one. Guarantee it's the left one.
I'm confirmed.
Guarantee it's the left.
Because
I guarantee it's the left one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
guarantee it's the left one.
It's that. Run it one more time. Don't bring it back up, bro. Bring it back up. It's that just like linemen
Because if you're
aren't
blocking
that.
the lineman,
I
they
see
putting
that.
you on your pockets.
Linemen aren't like.
I see.
I'm grabbing my leg because I can feel it. Like linemen aren't that ain't getting you off of that left.
Are they assuming that he's not ready? Because I could see that.
Guard for the Seahawks. I don't even know his name. The first round pick or something like that. Like
Grace Abel.
that's not getting you off of him.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Looks like it was actually the right ankle.
Was it right? Was it right?
Oh,
ankle?
okay.
Yeah, it says broken and dislocated right ankle.
See, that's why I wasn't sure. I'm just like,
Okay, then maybe he just skip to my loop.
I'm going to say this. 90 days, pretty much. Well, it'll be what? 97, 98 days from the injury. That's a quick recovery. It's a quick recovery. And for the betterment of his future, you would say, just give it one more week.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush it at all. Would not rush that. Because again, like you said, the betterment of his future. Number one, you have a life outside of football. And number two, you don't want to re-injure something. And then now it's a nagging injury for years. Rather than you let it heal to the fullest extent of its ability. And it's playable. And then now you're going to go into the offseason and you can for sure let it rest and get to, 90% or 100%,
Normally when you're ready to play, you wait another week, but it's the playoffs. If he feels like he's ready to play, grass on the field, play ball.
Now, speaking of the playoffs and Fred Warner, brings us to our next topic. Fred Warner had an Instagram post, essentially just, showing some of these clips of him warming up and some pictures and whatnot. And Seahawks edge Uchenna Nwosu. Okay.
You sit with me, eh?
I mean,
Every
my fault.
single day you sit in
Go
this
ahead.
speakeasy.
You pronounce it. You pronounce
You can't
that
even say once more Uchenna.
Uchenna
Nwosu.
Nwosu. Okay, Uchenna
Every
Nwosu.
day now.
Uchenna
we
Nwosu.
sit
Okay.
in this one small speakeasy.
Why are you running?
All right.
So Uchenna Nwosu had the audacity to comment this under Fred Warner's post. He said the road ends here, brother. Underneath his post. I mean, a pretty wild thing to say to a dude that, is fighting to get back. Who do you guys think wins this matchup, though? 49ers and Seahawks, and why?
It would suck to start practicing and then not be able to play to get activated and not play until August. Well, I mean, he's activated to practice, but, if you're not ready, you're not ready. That's just what it is. Again, there's no point in rushing it. There's no point in rushing it. I think they've achieved a lot this year, and if they can continue to overcome the deficiencies that they have roster wise, that's awesome. But there's no point in rushing a Hall of Fame defensive player and affecting his career and affecting your franchise for years to come.
Niners. Why? First off, let me lead with my bias, right? The man that doesn't admit their bias is a liar. So the Niners. Why? Because Sam Darnold. I think Robert Saleh's defense got embarrassed the last time they played. And it's very, very, very simple adjustments. I broke it down. I'm not sticking to my traditional cover 4 defense. I'm just not, TJ. Traditional cover 4 defense, y'all know, y'all are smart, y'all watch this show. 2 high safeties. But 2 high safeties means we have a lighter box, anywhere from 5 to 6 men in the box. I want 7 men in the box every single time. I am going to shade to Jackson Smith and Jigba. I am going to live in the defense that the Houston Texans lived in against the Steelers. We're going to look like we're in too high. After the snap, safety, Mustafa, he's going to come down into the box. We're going to sit in cover 3 or we're going to sit in man. Free safety, if Jair Brown is playing this week, I haven't checked the latest injury report. Jair Brown, you are going to shade to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Cornerback.
I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because I'm gonna do a prediction video probably tomorrow. So I don't want to spend too much time on that. I just wanted to see what's up with Fred Warner, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Who wins and why? It's a lot of great points here. Talking about the Bears and the Packers. And Caleb pull off the upset. Again, something I don't really want to give spend too much time on, because I will do that during the prediction video.
Traded Jacoby Myers.
So it ain't just a quarterback. It's not he's far away.
Yeah.
It's not just a quarterback.
Yeah.
Brad Bowers is amazing. I think
And
Jensen
they
can be
paying
great.
everybody.
Yeah.
They probably paying about $80 million in coaches.
That part. Care Bear, keep it cooking, G.
Look, man, we got to talk about some NBA stuff. We love talking NBA whenever TJ's in here. It's
Tomorrow, what's today? Today's Thursday. I might do predictions later today. Might do predictions later today. We're gonna see.
a good preview for what we got going on later. Look, Rich Paul, if you don't know, CEO of Clutch Sports Management, he had some words to say about his biggest client's teammate, Austin Reeves, and what they should do with him. I'll let you guys take a listen here.
They start talking hoops here. Rich Paul and the dude he on a podcast with right here, I can't think of Max Kellerman. They have some good conversations in terms of the narratives about the playoffs. I guess they talking sports now. I feel like they have a new podcast. Rich Paul and Clutch and LeBron. It's a new podcast every 2 years. Like, it is consistent. They got the shop. It's always something new. Is Rich Paul out of line? I'm not gonna spell you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk too much hoops. Ain't gonna turn new hoops. That's it. Speak easy. It's done. Okay, good episode, man. Good episode. If you watching on YouTube, make sure y'all hit the like button. Appreciate y'all, man. Subscribe, like the other videos. I will attempt to consistently leave timestamps on these bids, and also subscribe to the highlight channel.